Welcome back to Team CJ Coachworks. Today we received back this 1967 Lamborghini Miura from the Media Blaster. As you can see, this car is now completely in raw metal. You're going to look at this car and you're just going to kind of shake your head with amazement. There has been a lot of corrosion damage. The damage that we're seeing today happened during the first 10-15 years of its life. We know this because this car was parked in 1980 and had been sitting in storage since then. When we took this car apart, we had cut out all of these sections, and what we had cut out was actually repairs that had been done prior to 1980. Underneath the repairs, we knew that we had exposed a lot of serious rust, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. You're going to see some of the worst corrosion up here in the front cross member and front area where our fuel tank mounts. This area, as you can see down inside here, had experienced some of the very worst of all the rust. The back of the car where the engine mounts, you have your rear engine cradle. This area back here, the upper section, as we would expect, is in fairly good condition. You see a lot of the factory welds. They used gas welding during this time. A lot of it was very crude, you can really see that. Down in the lower areas though, we see a lot of serious corrosion as well. These tubes and the lower sections are completely rotted away. We just have big gaping holes. What you see here is lead. This lead would have been done at the factory. They would have done this to set your windshield gap, your A-pillar where your door meets, setting door gap, all the way around. You can really see it over here. There's a lot of lead buildup on this B-pillar, and this would have been done to set your door gap. Part of our process in the restoration is we will actually melt out the lead that's on here to expose the damage that's done underneath. Typically we find quite a bit of corrosion underneath the lead, but we can't get to it until we actually melt it out. Some of the interesting features that we discovered now that it's been media blasted is we can see some real distinctive bead panels that are inside the cab, rear engine bay panel. That has some real intricate bead rolling that's going on. Also, the floor pans have the same. We weren't sure how much of the floors we'd be able to save, but now that it's back from blasting, we can really see the damage that is there, and the floor pans will need to be completely replaced as well. Fortunately, everything that is from the upper frame rail up seems to be in relatively good condition. When we look inside here, we're going to see a lot of damage that was done below the battery tray. And this is an area that typically does get a lot of corrosion. Lead acid batteries are prone to leak. They leak, the acid falls down, and it causes the corrosion to happen in this area down here very rapidly. As much corrosion as we see, we're not terribly surprised. When we took it apart, we knew that we were going to find a lot, but when we get it back from the blaster, we are always struck kind of with awe that this much corrosion could take place in such a short period of time. However, nothing here is not repairable, and we look forward to getting started making new panels and making this car roadworthy once again.